Hi, this is Thresden, and this is part 4 of an Elder Scrolls Online High Isle walkthrough. In the previous episode, we had met someone named Ember, a mage who lives in this tower, this wizard's tower nearby. And she was having a problem with these magical motes that are running amok in the area. She's trying to create a spell that will stop them, but we stopped in the middle of it and came over here to deal with this volcanic vent, which was pretty fun. It was fun to do a volcanic vent for the first time. It was a bit too easy, but there was just so many people helping us. That's probably why it was too easy. Can't really blame Zoss for that. I'm sure months from now, when people stop doing High Isle as much, it'll be much more difficult. And this thing was annoying to try to get up on top of last time, and it's just as annoying this time. We originally wanted to go to this area right here, but I never made it. I got caught up in this side quest, which I believe is actually going to be a companion quest, or an ally quest. So we're going to get an ally at the end of this. Ember's going to end up helping us for the rest of the chapter. So it'll be worth it to take a little bit of a sidetrack.
This is ridiculous. I knew Magister Erin should never have taken in a mangy cat like you.
Relax, Huldressa. I'm working on it.
You better work fast, because when Magister Erin... What the... Oh!
Oh no!
All right. That was a little funny. I forgot to put an enchantment on Huldressa to protect her from the magic. Oh, don't look at me like that. It wasn't on purpose.
Uh-huh.
Oh, these motes are becoming a real knot in my tail. I'll work on these traps while you rifle through Magister Erin's things.
What just happened?
One of those motes got to her. Thankfully, it was just one of the mischievous ones. It turned her into a guar. Don't worry, it's just an illusion. She'll be disoriented but unharmed. In fact, I think some time as a reptile might be good for her.
Are you sure your traps will work on the motes?
I think so. I'm using a variation of something I was already working on. I enchanted a bit of silver for each of them. It's simple. When a mote gets near one of the traps, it should suck it up like...
How did you come up with that idea?
The original idea was an olive branch for Huldressa, a spell that cleans up dust. My magicka practice kicks up a lot of the stuff, so I wanted to make something that would help her out a bit. I'll make the traps using the same design.
Do you not like Huldressa?
To be fair, she didn't like me first. When Magister Erin took me in, Huldressa didn't waste any time deciding I was a no-good street urchin who's too impulsive for her own good. She's not entirely wrong, but she never even gave me a chance.
What does Magister Erin say about it?
Magister Erin knows what he signed up for. Taking me on, I'll admit it's no small feat, but he's never judged me for being the way I am, which is why I don't want to disappoint him by ruining his tower with unhinged magic. He does a lot for me.
All right, I'll go search the tower for any useful information.
I forgot to put an enchantment on him. I'll get to work on the traps for the motes. Good thoughts only.
All right, so what she told us to do was to come in here and try to find a book that will help her figure out what to do about the motes. She thinks maybe Master Erin, I think she called him. Maybe he's got some books. What is this? Ecology of the Ornog. Pages 1 and 2. Oh, that's it. Those are the only pages. So she's hoping he's got a book somewhere that will help us figure out what to do about these motes. Grapes, drinks. Yes, I'll take that. Alright, now that looks like an exit over there that I just passed by. Is that an exit? Will that take me down the stair? No, this is the Arcane Library. You cannot open that lock. Okay, so I need to go upstairs. What's this? Ooh, a purple recipe. Reichling Suckling Bristleback. Increase max health by 2310. Max magic, max stamina. Pretty nice buff food. Alright, now here's some stuff. Which one should I look at first? Magister Irin's notes. I told Maurice that I would look at some of the more scholarly students' writing on enchanting wood for shipbuilding. This area of study could be quite fruitful, given the archipelago's seafaring culture. However, I think her insistence on pushing her students into this field, and her repeated queries to me about arcane treatments for wood, has a deeper purpose. I don't believe her interest stems from the fact that we are an island society with a long history of shipbuilding, or that making better vessels should always be a priority. More likely, she has some branch of House Dufort pushing for this. Maurice, though a talented mage, is too tied to politics and has ambitions of her own.
Disturb not my rest, foul creature.
Uh-oh, that doesn't sound good. Discovering the secret to building better ships would be an immensely profitable and powerful enterprise. That she thinks I will just hand over any information in support of this, like some doddering old hermit nattering away in his tower, shows a remarkable lack of understanding on her part. Triumphs of a Monarch, Chapter 10. Pages 1 and 2. Page 3. Sorrows of the Wind. 1, 2, 3. Just another lore book. Wait, was that important to the story? Nah, I don't think so. I think it was just a lore book.
You in here? Did you find anything useful about the motes? I finished the traps. Once we set them up, they should take care of the motes. Then I can sort out the livestock in Huldressa, and at some point create a counterspell to fix everything for good. Did you learn anything useful?
Alright, so apparently that book was important. Let's see if I
Good luck
can...
setting up the traps. I'll meet you by the livestock pens when
No,
you're finished.
no, don't run off. Don't run off. Sorrows of the Wind. Okay, so let's read it. By Bastian Morales, historian. There are several stories about the source of power at Tor Draioch. Some feature the useful culprits, such as an evil witch or a vengeful chieftain, who turned to dark magic to slay his enemies. The histories vary, but one thing remains certain. Whatever occurred at this tower in the distant past has left a mark. The most prevalent legend is called Sorrows of the Wind. A fanciful tale, to be sure, but one wonders if a grain of truth rests at its core. Locals say the motes that blink in and out of sight sometimes are the remnants of a mournful, terrible spirit named Wind Sorrow. The story goes that the Isles were once home to creatures of nature, elven or human in appearance. The existence of such creatures has never been confirmed and may be bardic fancy in service of a good story. Certainly the earliest inhabitants of these isles were powerful magic wielders who shaped the land and sea. Over time, the archipelago was discovered and settled by men and Mer, and if any of these ancient inhabitants remained, they stayed mostly hidden. A female ancient, lovely and fair, was said to be so attuned to the breeze that moved over the isles that her clothing and hair constantly moved, as if stirred by the wind. She fell in love with an ancient chieftain who settled nearby and left the hidden places of the archipelago to live with him. The tales say she bore him 2 children, both bright and beautiful. After many years, she learned of her mother's passing. Thus, she left their home and children to return to her own people. When she returned from her travels, she found that her husband had abandoned her for another. This other woman was dark of heart and jealous. She clouded the mind of the great chieftain with magic. Worse, and more tragically, she poisoned the two children so that her own issue would inherit all. The spurned wife might have weathered the betrayal of a spouse, but her grief at the loss of her children unbound the winds, so the legend goes. Wild with pain and sorrow, she razed everything in her path for days. A group of brave souls, druids, chieftains, warriors, and witches, fought to rein her in and stop the violent winds so the isle could heal. The lovely dell where Tor Draioch now stands was the site of this ferocious battle against the creature they named Windsorrow. Her grave rests somewhere near the tower, or so the legend says. According to this version of the story, the motes that flit about the tower are manifestations of her spirit, as well as her children's, who are buried alongside her. Other stories say that she was never conquered, only subdued, and that she may return one day to tear High Isle apart, rock by rock. Alright, so at least we know where the motes came from now.
I finished the traps. Once we set them up, they should take care of the motes. Then I can sort out the livestock in Huldressa, and at some point create a counterspell to fix everything for good. Did you learn anything useful?
I found a book that mentions a wind spirit associated with the motes in this area.
Oh, I read that one, with the Windsorrow lady, right?
Right.
What if my spell disturbed her and that's why the motes are acting up?
Exactly.
That's troubling, and also a problem for future Ember. Let's focus on one thing at a time. Or two things, actually.
You know, isn't it funny? She doesn't say this one. She didn't say, what if this one's spell disturbed her and that's why the motes are acting up? That's weird. She's like, stopped herself from saying that. Never seen a Khajiit who doesn't talk that way. Which are?
The traps are finished, but the livestock and Huldressa are still a problem. I want to figure out a way to return them all to their natural forms before the illusion does any damage. Could you set the traps while I do that?
Where should I set them?
Here, I'll mark some places to set the traps. They're in a pack by the work tables outside. While you do that, I'll figure out how to fix the livestock and Huldressa. Then I can work on my counterspell. Meet me by the livestock pens when you're done.
Okay, I'll go set the traps. Ember's pack? Oh, I guess the traps are in her pack. Pack of silver mote traps. Ember's pack that contains the traps, crafted to lure the motes around Tor Draioch. Alright, place the first trap. Alright, we just got two more. Okay, looks like it's working. Alright. What is going on?
Alright, let's get you two back to your regular chicken selves. Ha! I knew it would work! Run along, ladies!
What?
You're back! The traps worked, didn't they? See? I told you I know what I'm doing. Mostly. Speaking of which, I think I figured out a way to return the livestock to their original forms.
How?
I made something. I know it looks like a spoon, but, well, technically it is a spoon, but I enchanted it. And I call it the Spoon of Undo. I just tested it on those chickens. It removes the illusions perfectly.
See, I thought the motes were turning people into livestock, not livestock into people. I'm a bit confused. Why is it so important to remove the illusion from the livestock?
Normally I wouldn't bother, but illusions can be disorienting and cause terrible headaches. I don't want any of the animals suffering while I come up with my counterspell. Oh, and Huldressa. I suppose I don't really want her suffering either.
Okay, what can I do to help?
Here, take the Spoon of Undo. If you could run around and fix the Livestock and Huldressa, that will give me a chance to finally whip up this counterspell. By the time you're finished, I'm sure I'll have something figured out.
Okay, I'll take your enchanted spoon and help the livestock. You go work on your counterspell.
Just look around for people making animal noises. I'm sure they won't be hard to find. And tell them I'm sorry when you change them back, would you? As for Huldressa, I'm all in favor of leaving her as a guar. Just kidding. Kind of.
How does the Spoon of Undo work?
It sounds cute when you say it. It's a pretty simple reversing enchantment. It should counteract the magic from the motes and dispel the illusion. Basic stuff. Not even I can mess up.
Do you think the animals will let me use the Spoon of Undo on them?
Well, they're still animals. They might run around a bit, but I doubt they'll make it too difficult for you. They're not exactly geniuses. Personally, if I was a sheep and got turned into a human, I think I'd go off on an adventure.
Can I ask what you were trying to do with your experimental spell in the first place?
I wasn't trying to turn animals into people, I swear. I had a theory about animating the inanimate. One of Magister Irin's texts gave me the idea. That's probably why he locks so many of his books away, now that I think about it.
What will Magister Irin do if he returns before we fix everything?
Well, I'm hoping to avoid that scenario. But if it does happen, I'm not sure. He's an odd one. I'm too old for him to punish, and he's not really the type to dole out discipline anyway. I think he'd be disappointed, which is so much worse.
I understand.
I'll be in the tower working on the counterspell. Come find me when you're done.
Yeah, no student wants to disappoint their teacher. That's harsh. Yeah. These people are obviously cows. There you are. All right. Go chase down this sheep here. Hey, stop running! Stop running! Alright, now it's time for Huldressa. Alright, come on, Huldressa. Stop running.
Was I just a guar?
Yep.
This is all Ember's fault. Oh, I feel strange. It was quite unpleasant. Thank you for saving me. I know I'm nothing to gawk at, but I prefer to look like this instead of a guar.
Are you alright now?
All right. She made me look like a guar. What do you think? I told Magister Aaron that Ember was trouble the moment she showed up. Trouble, I said. But did he listen?
Ember and I are working to sort everything out here.
There wouldn't be anything to work out if that careless Khajiit would listen more and mind her elders. She's brash and often quite rude. Why am I standing here talking to you? I'm going back to my kitchen, and I may just have a glass of brandy.
You go do that. Whoa!
Fish biscuits. That wasn't right.
Ember?
I assume Huldressa is back to her charming self? I've run into a problem.
You have.
I have good news and bad news. The good news is that I've nearly finished my counterspell, but I need to find a tome called the Mirrored Way to complete it. I know Magister Irin has it, but it's not with the rest of his books. That's the bad news.
Why is that the bad news?
Because if the Mirrored Way isn't with the rest of his things, it's probably locked away in his arcane library. The library he specifically forbids me from entering. The tome I need has to be in there. Without it, I can't make the counterspell.
What should we do?
Magister Irin has warned me not to enter his library 1,000 times. But these are special circumstances. There will probably be some magical traps inside meant to keep me out. So I'll need your help getting the book while I deal with them.
Okay, I'll help you get the book.
Once we find the Mirrored Way in Magister Irin's library, I can finish my counterspell. I just hope the old man wasn't serious about putting something dangerous inside to keep me out. He was definitely kidding.
No, he
Had
wasn't.
to be.
Nope.
Come on, let's go.
He was not kidding. What kind of magical traps do you think we'll run into?
Not sure. I picked the lock on the place as soon as I figured out he didn't want me getting in there. He's since put up protections and told me to stay out unless I have his permission. I'm sure he's got some kind of ward or barrier set up.
You were able to enter his arcane library just by picking the lock?
It wasn't hard. Mages like Magister Irin tend to think in very magical ways. They'll put magic reinforcements over every inch of a place, but forget a few pins and a good ear can foil them. And to be fair to him, I'm a very good lockpick.
How did you get so good at lock picking?
Necessity. I wasn't exactly raised in the lap of luxury, not even in the lap of genteel poverty for that matter. You get good at things like that if you don't want to be hungry, or caught by guards or angry merchants.
Okay.
Follow me, the library's downstairs. Give me just a moment to pick the lock.
Ah. Remember we came down here
Let's
earlier
get in and out as quick as we can.
and couldn't get in here, but now we can get in.
I don't sense anything. Maybe the old man was bluffing.
Uh-oh.
Fish biscuits! This spell is specifically targeting me. I'll figure out a way down. You just focus on getting the book.
Uh-oh. A hollow sentinel. Ami Viridil Arcanium. Written in a strange and secret code, this text cannot be read without the proper implements and the use of special spells. Yeah, I'm not gonna read that. It's all gibberish. It's all, like, magical gibberish. Maybe the decoder is around here somewhere? What's this? The decryption key? The Mirrored Way. Herein the many twisted ways of ancient spellworks are contained. Beware ye who gaze upon this tome, and behold its wondrously confusing spells. Spells of the Mirrored Way weave a twisting path, and have led many an overzealous acolyte to damage, despair, and even death. Beware. To read further, you must know the secret incantation of the Mirrored Way.
That's it! You got it! Now, let's get out of here before I set off something else. Magister Irin really didn't want me getting in there, huh? I have to admire the dedication. I didn't know the old man had it in him. He had something to target me specifically. What a sneaky old goat. Good thing I had you with me. You managed to get the book, right? Let me see it.
Here, take it.
Let me take a look. No, not that. That would be bad. What about this? Oh, here it is. It's Amahan ist exis, not Gahan amexis ist. Good thing I checked. See? That's personal growth right there.
What does that even mean?
2 different arcane glyphs. They do entirely different things when written and pronounced aloud. The second one is what I need for my counterspell. Now, all that's left is to get to the old ritual circle and cast this. I'll need your help again.
Ready when you are.
The counterspell should set everything right in Tor Draioch. Things will be just as Magister Irin left them, and I won't have to face his furrowed brow. I'll need your help at the ritual site. Casting a spell this big is a two-person job.
Why can't you cast your counterspell here?
The old ritual circle is a place of power, and I'm going to need all the help I can get. I plan to draw on the magic there to help strengthen my counterspell. Magister Irin told me about it. This probably isn't how he wanted to implement the lesson.
Yeah, I imagine so. Do you think that Wind Sorrow Spirit is actually here?
Maybe. Old tales and myths always start from some truth at some point in time. The motes around here seem to be affected by more than my spell, is all I'm saying. I always expect the worst. I find it helpful.
So what do you think we might find at the ritual site?
If luck is with us, maybe just some irritated wildlife we can deal with as we've done before. Or some of the bolder motes. But if there is some truth to the ancient tales, then maybe we find some sort of really cranky wind spirit.
Yep, we've been hearing
The ritual circle is just up the hill to the north. I'll meet you there.
We've been hearing the cranky wind spirit. So, I think we're gonna hear it. I think we're gonna see it. Go to the ritual circle, okay? We're getting closer and closer to our original objective.
I'm here. First, we need to set the ritual flames. There's 3 around the site.
Okay, let's do it.
Light the 3 ritual flames here. I'll get the ones on the altar.
Oh. Got evil spirit. Oh, there's Wind Sorrow.
Disturb not my rest, foul creatures.
Alright, that was kind of a weird way to discover her. I thought she would come at the end and we'd have to fight her or something. She just appeared there and I had to kill her just to get to the ritual sconce. Maybe somebody else triggered her and she's going to appear again. Once we do all of this, that might be what happened.
Almost there. It's done! The spell is set. Follow me. We should be able to see it materialize. Any second now. It worked! We did it! Come on, let's get back to the tower.
Okay, it looked like fireworks.
I refuse to work under these conditions. I was turned into a guar. A guar!
Of course, Huldressa. I promise to address the situation.
Uh-oh.
See that you do.
Magister Irin's back.
Huldressa sold me out, didn't she?
Let me speak to your associate first, Ember.
Alright, A Hunter's Journey 6, Fawns. Pages 1 and 2. Page 3.
Disturb not my rest, foul creatures.
It's probably for the best that Magister Irin speaks with you first. We fixed everything, but I still have a feeling he's going to skin me alive. I did learn a lot from this
Nah,
experience.
you'll be okay,
That's
Ember.
positive, right? Put in a good word for me?
I'll do my best.
So, you were witness to the events here, and as I understand it, you had a hand in bringing them to an end. For that, I thank you. And if you'll indulge me, I do have a few lingering questions. What in the world happened?
Ember had a spell go awry.
I don't know what I expected, leaving her to her own devices here, even temporarily. Ember and Trouble are old friends. I can still feel the repercussions of this spell gone awry, as you say. Do I have you to thank for rectifying it?
No, Ember already had an idea of how to fix it before I got here. I just helped.
I see. As trying as she can be, she truly is a talented mage. She can be impatient, but given her natural inclination to magic, it's understandable. I always knew I was perhaps not the best teacher for her.
What do you mean?
I took her in because I knew I couldn't leave someone as skilled and impulsive as her to her own devices. But I have neither the time nor aptitude to teach her properly. It's my own failing. Speak to her, would you? I must collect my thoughts.
Okay, I'll talk to Ember.
Don't worry. Ember isn't in any trouble. While I am not pleased about my traumatized cook, I must concede that everything is back in order and the consequences of Ember's magic weren't dire. Still, I must consider what to do now.
Is Ember a difficult student?
I don't mean to give the impression that Ember is incapable of learning. That's not the case. She's a bright mage, one of the brightest I've ever seen. Everything I've taught her she's taken to like flame to parchment. But therein lies the problem.
How so?
Well, just like a flame, Ember wants to devour everything around her. Her appetite for knowledge is ceaseless. That's good quality in a mage, but not necessarily one I'm equipped to deal with. By my own admission, I'm methodical, cautious, by the books.
And Ember isn't.
Exactly right. Ember needs someone who can keep up with her. Someone who thrusts themselves headlong into adventure so that she may temper herself and her magic beside them. Perhaps when I was younger, I could have been that for her, but not now.
All right, Ember?
Hey, you. Let's talk while Magister Irin collects his thoughts.
Okay.
I thought Magister Irin would be as mad as a wet dragon, but he looks amused. It's probably because he's wanted to turn Huldressa into a guar at some point. He just won't admit it. And the fact that we fixed it all before he got here helped.
Do you think he will push you harder at your magic studies now?
Well, I've been thinking. I'm grateful to Magister Irin, but sitting and reading about magic has little appeal to me. This whole thing just proved to me that I'm too restless here. I want to do magic, not just study it. Go on adventures, see things.
Are you saying you want to leave Tor Draioch?
I think it's time. I've been given good training here, but I still have a lot to learn. For me, the best teachers are curiosity and experience. I learn best by doing, so I need to get out in the world and continue my training.
So what's next for Ember the Sorcerer?
Ember the Sorcerer. I like the sound of that. But that can come later. First, take this. It's not much, but you deserve it. I think we made a good team today. If you ever need a sorcerer who has your back, let me know. We'd have some fun.
All right, she's going to join us. A talented mage and former street kid, Ember is a chaotic, earnest, notorious troublemaker. In short, she's a certified disaster. Call this companion to your side for a bit of chaos, and help her fuel her endless curiosity for mystic knowledge. Obtained by completing the quest Tower Full of Trouble.
Magister Irin, I'm grateful for your teachings and your patience. But I think it's time for me to move on.
The world is an excellent teacher for one of your talents, Ember. Do write me occasionally.
I should go pack my things. And say goodbye to Huldressa. Not a chance.
All right, she's coming with us. Wait, it did. There it goes. All right, she's here.
Ah, I knew you missed me.
All right, I'm going to talk to him first, and then I'll talk to her.
I think it'll be good for Ember to see more of Tamriel. I know she traveled a good deal before coming to me, but as she tells it, it was not always enlightening.
Okay, well, if she travels with me, it'll be enlightening, let me tell you.
Need something?
Let's talk about our partnership.
All right. But can we do it fast?
How do you feel about our friendship?
Things are good. You put up with me, which is more than I can say for most.
Let's talk about something else.
Am I in trouble? Sorry, I just always assume.
Wait, I can't say tell me something about yourself?
Sure, I guess.
Oh, here it goes.
Anything specific in mind?
Tell me something about yourself.
I love playing Tales of Tribute. I'm not all that talented at it, so I don't win much. But the playing is fun anyway. I meet all sorts of people that way.
All right. Let's head to our original objective. There's not much time left in this video, but I can at least get it started. So this is the Shallows, I think. Olgarit Onus.
You don't look like a salvager. Come to join up with those so-called knights who've been hanging around, did you? Bah! I'd rather go hungry than swear myself to the likes of them.
3 ships never arrived at Gonfalon Bay. Have you seen anything?
Haven't seen anything sail by in the loch recently, and no new wreckage washed up today. But I've been keeping my head down. Those robber knights have been chasing off salvagers who won't promise to help them.
Tell me about these robber knights.
They were recruiting, or at least offering the chance to earn a reward. They wanted people ready to haul in whatever came ashore. Several salvagers went with them. I wouldn't, though. What I find is mine.
Where did the knights take the other salvagers?
To a cave just down the beach. But I'd avoid it if I were you. Old Charbel nearly lost his head snooping around there. I don't know if they found what they were looking for, but I think they left a few knights behind to watch the Shallows.
All right, I'm going straight to the cave. Alright, Ember, what level did you hit? Level 2? Companion
You want
ability.
to talk about something?
Unlocked. Shocking Burst. Shocking Burst. Ember creates a nexus of storm energy at the target location, instantly dealing 2,627 shock damage to all enemies in the area, and an additional 2,952 shock damage over 8 seconds. Alright. Wait, let's do that first. This is going to knock back the enemy. Okay, so first she's going to do Shocking Burst. Second, she's going to do Destructive Blast, which is going to knock the enemy back. And then third, she's going to patch herself and an ally with Restorative Magic. Can I change that to something else? No. Quick Fix. Yeah, I got that. Entomb. Uses binding magic to immobilize enemies. Yeah, I don't want that. Okay. By the way, I can get rid of this now.
Time to bring the lightning!
Knight Huldressa's orders. Knight Huldressa. Within the next few days, several ships will be damaged on the approach to High Isle. We expect wreckage to wash up in Loch Abhain or along the northeastern shore of High Isle or the southeastern shore of Amanos. Capture any survivors from these ships and bring them to me. Muster all reliable recruits and make sure they are in place when the survivors wash ashore. Chase off any salvagers who refuse to assist us. Your new recruits may hesitate to lay hands on shipwrecked survivors. Remind them their reward is a place in the Ascendant Order. As Knights of the People, they will never go hungry again. The Ascendant Mages. Alright, so we've completed investigating the Shallows. So to finish this step in the quest, we need to also investigate the lighthouse. I'm not sure where the lighthouse is. Let's see if we can find out. Okay, it's over there. Alright. Maybe we'll go there next, or maybe we'll, go do something else. I don't know. We got a lot of stuff to do. Right now, I'm going to go pick up the Skyshard. I think I'm probably going to have to jump off the side here. Maybe? Yeah. Ooh, I almost died. Alright, where to next? Got all these signet rings. That is a world boss. We've got the lighthouse over here. We've got this steadfast manor. That should be interesting. Alright, so what I'll probably do is in the next episode, I will do Steadfast Manor. But for now, that's going to be it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.